Good people in the world. Authorities have laid out updated guidelines for people that want to visit the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach. The new protocol comes on the back of reports of overcrowding over the weekend. And experts found positive results in the preliminary study on virgin coconut oil and lagundi as a possible treatment for COVID-19. However, the findings state that the two treatment alternatives are only good for mild and asymptomatic cases. The Agriculture Department sees the continuous oil price hikes having minimal impact on most of the sector except for fisheries. The DA is now looking to provide fuel discounts for fishermen. And Pinoy gymnast Carlos Yulo is getting additional incentives after his recent double medal win in the FIG Artistics Gymnastics World Championships. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Authorities issued a new set of protocols for people wanting to visit the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach. Minors aged 11 and below are not allowed, while senior citizens, pregnant women, and persons with disabilities are given special lanes. Only up to 5,000 people are allowed within the vicinity. The area will also be closed every Friday for maintenance. This comes after thousands of people flocked to the artificial beach over the weekend. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is now looking to limit visitors' stay in the area.
In every single time, dahil po sa laki ng lugar na to, it's more than 1 hectare, no po, hindi po lalagpas ng 400 yung tao. Then, since magkakaroon na po ng pila sa labas, ang ginagawa po namin, immediately pinapakiusapan namin, after 5 minutes, pagbigyan po natin yung next batch.
And listen up for all those wanting to go to Boracay. Tourists coming from Metro Manila will still be required to undergo swab testing and present negative test results. The Aklan Health Office said that visitors from nearby areas are exempted from this rule. These include those coming from Aklan, Capiz, Antique, Iloilo, and Guimaras. Visitors who are not from these areas will still need to present a negative RT-PCR test result and other travel documents. And the Science and Technology Department is set to submit to the FDA preliminary results of its study on virgin coconut oil and lagundi as alternative treatments for COVID-19. The DOST said that VCO and lagundi are effective in alleviating COVID symptoms for mild and asymptomatic patients. The agency said that lagundi is also good for people with no comorbidities that are experiencing mild COVID symptoms. Once approved by the FDA, the certification for VCO and lagundi products will be updated to include its effect on mild and asymptomatic COVID-19 cases. And not all heroes wear capes. Some drive ambulances and risk their lives amid this pandemic. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro tells us what a day is like for these frontliners.
This was Rudolph Madulid after pulling off a 14-hour shift in full personal protective equipment or PPE.
Mararamdaman mo talaga yung init. Kaya yan, hanggang babaho yan, basa ng pawis.
Rudolph is not a doctor or a nurse from a hospital. He's an emergency medical technician or an ambulance operator in San Juan City. Working under the City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office, Rudolph's team transport 20 to 40 COVID and non-COVID patients in a single day at the height of the Delta variant surge.
We're here po kasi to save lives po. Kaya hindi po pwedeng
patumpik-tumpik ka sa mga gagawin mo. Kailangan pa pag may calls, emergency, takbo ka agad.
It's difficult enough driving through Metro Manila's traffic and navigating through the metro's warren of side streets, but Rudolph says the most difficult part of the job is dealing with uncooperative patients who can be dangerously hostile at times.
Natutukan ka na ng patalim kasi ayaw niya magpakuha. Nasipa po ako ng nung pasyente namin kasi mayroong problema sa pag-iisip. Tinamaan po yung organ ko kasi nasipa niya po ako. So lumuhod ako sa sobrang sakit. Hindi ko makakalimutan yun eh. Siguro part talaga po ng pagiging rescuer po yun na minsan masaktan po talaga.
As an EMT, Rudolph's work is not just ferrying patients to a hospital. The work really boils down to keeping them alive. Due to the long queues in hospitals, ambulances would normally wait 2 to 5 hours before getting through the ER doors. And there are times the patient flatlines while waiting outside the hospital. Ironically, that's the only time they can jump the line to attempt resuscitation.
Bawat takbo po namin, nagdadasal po kami. Mabuhay lahat ng pasyente. Minsan may mga matay, makakayak talaga. Kahit gusto mong tugunan yung buhay niya, wala tayong magagawa. May mga ganung bagay. Pero pag na-revive mo naman, ginawa.
As any health frontliner knows, it's a thankless job. But for Rudolph, being able to help his fellow Filipinos live to see another day is a good enough reason to go on. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
The Bureau of Customs has seized over 362 million pesos worth of smuggled vegetables. As the holiday season nears, the government is ramping up its crackdown on these illegally imported food products. Shaila Francisco with the report.
Rotten. This is what's left of smuggled vegetables such as onions, broccoli, and carrots confiscated by the Bureau of Customs in Subic. The smuggled goods entered the port through shipments declared as frozen bread, jam, and yellow onion. In total, 60 40-footer containers of vegetables valued at 362 million pesos were seized. The Bureau of Customs says 4 consignees were found to have brought this from China.
Alam mo naman ng mga smugglers, magtatry yan eh. Lahat ng klase ng modus. Kaya hindi rin naman kami titigil sa pagbabantay namin. At lahat gagawin namin sa Port of Subic. Pag madaming consignee yan, iba-iba, kailangan talagang mahigpit kami sa pagpo-profile kasi otherwise mahirap hulihin.
The BOC, along with DTI and DA, condemned and destroyed the goods. Some agricultural products smuggled and confiscated by authorities are crushed using this machine while others go through incineration. After the process, they become garden soil. Authorities say they need to destroy the smuggled agricultural products to prevent this from being sold in markets. The DA warns this can't be sold due to food safety issues.
May health threat na siya kaagad. Hindi natin alam kung saan siya nanggaling, kung may festival yung...
The DA adds local farmers are at a loss whenever these are sold in markets. The DA eyes to prevent more from entering the country during the Christmas season.
Kaya intensified ang action namin ngayon dahil para ma-stop po ang pasok ng mga ganitong smuggled item. Kasi mag-i-imbak po itong mga ito, gusto nila mag-imbak po rito ng bago mag-Pasko at ilalabas nila sa Pasko. Yan po magkakaroon ng price manipulation.
The BOC says it is now coordinating with NBI to do a parallel investigation and file appropriate charges to erring consignees and brokers. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
And the Agriculture Department says that fishermen are more likely to bear the brunt of continuous oil price hikes in the agriculture sector. DA Assistant Secretary Noel Reyes tells Business World that they are expecting minimal impact for the rest of the farm sector. Fishery products are seen to increase by at least 5 to 10%. With this, the DA has started talks with the Energy Department in order to provide fuel discounts for fishermen.
For fisheries, it's the bigger portion comprised about fuel costs. So they're estimating about 50% of the production cost for fishery products is attributed to fuel. And for commodities other than land-based, ranging from 5 to 10%.
Around 100 beard wearers came together for the Beard Olympics in Germany. Contestants with mustaches and beards of all shapes and sizes competed in the event. Apart from hair growth, the beards were judged by the shape and grooming. Contestants said the secret to having a stylish beard is simple: hairspray and a hairdryer. Judges were hairdressers and barbers from all over Germany. Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. President Duterte has called on LGUs to devise a more systematic way of determining unvaccinated individuals in their areas. Duterte has threatened to dismiss or suspend local officials in LGUs with a poor vaccination turnout. Nearly 26 million people have already been fully vaccinated as of 25th of October. That's over half of the 50 million target by year end. The Ombudsman has junked graft complaints against former Transport Undersecretary Cesar Chavez and Light Rail Transit Authority spokesman Hernando Cabrera for lack of evidence. This is in connection with the alleged non-payment of 1.9 billion pesos to Busan Universal Train for its maintenance service of the MRT-3. The DOTR terminated its contract with the maintenance service provider after a series of glitches in 2017. And in sports, the Philippine Sports Commission has approved 750,000 pesos worth of special incentives for gymnast Carlos Yulo. This is for his double medal performance at this year's World Artistic Gymnastics Championships in Japan. PSC Chairman Butch Ramirez said the annual tilt is not covered by the law granting incentives to winning athletes, but the commission decided to grant Yulo these rewards nonetheless. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.